So far we have learned about the AWS, and we are familiar with the cloud computing. We are familiar with the AWS, with the history of AWS, and now we will learn the practical use of AWS. We know that AWS is used to to rent or hire a resource over the internet. But how we can hire, how we can rent a computer in the cloud? So from now on, we will learn this in our course. First of all, I want to know you all that there are three ways by which we can communicate with AWS: using AWS Management Console, using AWS Command Line, and using AWS Software Development Kit. But we will cover only Management Console in today's lecture. I won't cover command line and software development in today's lecture because this is agenda of our next lecture. In the next lecture, I will show you how you can use the command line way, the how we can use these commands line way to interact with AWS instead of going to the portal, clicking on your resources using the G instead of using the GUI. We can also interact with AWS by using the commands. So we will discuss this, we will set up this, and we will create the resources using command line in our next lecture. And this is we can also use software development kit. We will also give it a look in our next lecture. But now our today I will show you how we can interact with the AWS Management Console. Uh, Let me first go to the Google, and you can create AWS account. All right, you can go to any website. You can go to the this link, and this say create an AWS account. Click on this button. It will take you to the sign up page. So now you have to create your account. It is asking me to add a email. So I will just add your email. I will add an email. You just type your personal email, and then you have to type your name. I will type my name, and then I will click verify email address. It sent a code on my email. I will go back to my email to copy the link. Okay, so I will go to my Gmail, and here this you can see this is the code. I will go. You also type your email and verify your okay. And now it is asking me for the password. I have to make sure you type a password which is uppercase, which contains uppercase, lowercase, number, and non-alphanumeric. So make sure you follow all you fulfill all these requirements. So I type a password that fulfilled all the requirements. And it is very important to have a very strong password, and it is also recommended to enable multi-factor authentication. I tell you why. Because your if you do not use strong password, if you do not use multi-factor authentication, there are chances that your account can be compromised. If someone gets access to your account, he or she can create resources, and it may cost you a lot. So that it is recommended to always keep a strong password. All right, this is how you create your account. Now you make sure they asking me for to asking me either if I want a business account or want a personal account. So we are learning, so we will use the personal account. You can see we will get 12 months free trial. In this trial, it will also include the 1 year of free EC2. EC2 is a virtual machine. We will also get free 5 GB of S3 bucket. So we will, for 1 year it won't cost you. So don't worry, even if it costs you some dollars, you can create a request to AWS support. You can tell them that you were learning, so they won't charge you, and they will cancel your bill if you tell them that you are just learning and you accidentally created some resources. So now we will have to type the name, city, and let's write me my name. You also follow with me, create your account. Just type your number, phone number. and you type your country. I'm just doing it fast. And then you can type any address, or uh, okay, any address that you want to add. And then you will go to actually there are 5 steps. We have already completed 2 steps, and now we will go to the third steps. Okay, this is the main step. uh, Before going ahead, we have to add a billing information. All right, we have to add either our credit card or our debit card. So it will make sure that it has at least $5 in it. Why? Because they will deduct $1 for authentication, and they say they will return, but mostly they do not return back. So make sure you have more than $1. I recommend at least $3 in your account, so in your card. So once you enter the detail and click verify and continue, your account will be ready, and they will deduct $1 from your account. I am not doing these steps because I have already done that. So those after that, I will take you right into your console. And you do not need a real credit card. You can even use your virtual card. Okay, so now I am logging into my console. So it is telling me that your account has been created, but to enable the free trial, kindly add your card. Okay, so now let me log in into my account. Okay, once you log in into your account, you will see this dashboard. What is this? This is the AWS Management Console. This is the console. From here, you will interact with your AWS. As I told you before, it has categories. It has 200 plus services. To make these services accessible, they provided us a toolbar. Here we can search any service that we want, or we can just click on these services. And this is I also told you that AWS categorize the services. So these are the categories. For example, if you want to work with the databases, you click the database, and these are the services that is related to the database. Here comes the RDS. This is the relational database service. This is the platform as a service I mentioned in the slides. So these all are the services. For example, if we want to do the game development, we will click on this category, and it will show us this is to deploy multiplayer games. So if we want to work with the storage, we will go into the storage category, and we will see the all the services that is related to the storage. In the next slide, we will work a lot on the S3 service. So this is an scalable storage in the cloud. So you will see we will work a lot with this service in upcoming lecture. All right. So now we also have a search bar. For example, I want to work with S3. Either I can go from here, or I can just type S3 in search bar. I type S3, and it show me the S3. Don't worry about this. What is this glacier? What is this snow family? We will cover all this in the upcoming topics. One more thing that I want to tell you, that we we are not going to cover all the services. There are 200 plus services, but we will cover those main services by which, if you are familiar with those services, you can work with your cloud easily. So we will cover compute services. In compute, we have SD. We will also cover storage. In storage, in compute, we have EC2. All right. In storage, we will cover S3. We will also cover IAM. IAM is a identity and access management. We will cover this in our next topic. And we will also cover some advanced topic like databases. So we will deploy some in the last in the previous session. They had a real project of a library management system, and all were uh, deploy on the cloud. They used all the cloud services to deploy a fully fledged library management system. So we will cover these in this lecture. But now let me show you the region selector, how we can change our region. All right, right now we are in the North Virginia. This is the region selector. If I click here, you can see I have option to change the regions. These all are the regions that I can change. For example, currently I am in the US East region, North Virginia, US East 1. But I can change it by clicking. For example, if I want to go to the Mumbai region, if I click the Mumbai region, you can see I have moved into the Mumbai region. You can see from here. Now every resource I create here will be deployed in the Mumbai region. And but we will stick with the default one, which is US East North Virginia. But you can change your regions here. And one more thing, you will notice that these regions are not enabled. So these are not enabled by the default. But no worry, you can enable it in your settings. If you go to the manage regions, from here you can enable these regions. You can see these are the disabled region. But if you click them, you will get option to enable them. Yeah, there is a option to enable. If I click Middle East and I click enable, my UAE region will be enabled. Now I am showing you a service in AWS, which is IAM. Actually, this is like a security guard. This is the security guard that check all the that is used for authentication or authorization of your or AWS account. uh, I have covered this in the next lecture, but if I go here, from here, this, since it, as its name suggests it is used for identity and access management. Using these services, using this service of AWS, you can create users, you can create user groups, you can create roles, you can create policies. What are these? Everything covered. Right now I am in IAM. If I click on the users, you can see right now I have 3 users in the AWS. One thing to remember, that all the actionable buttons will be colored yellow or orange. Sorry, it's not yellow, it is orange. If you click the orange button, you can create it means it has something action, main action. So if you click this button, you can create more users. Right now I just have 3 users. You can create groups. Right now I have one group which is admin group. So you can create multiple groups. If you click here, you can see we have a account ID. I have a username. I can go to the billing and cost management. Let's go to the billing and cost management. From here you can see how much you can see the course summary. Since this is not my account, so it is a account belong to the GenAI. I just have a user in this account, that's why I do not have access to this resource. But if you go to the billing and cost management service, here you can see month to date cost, means the total cost up to this date, and this total forecasted will show you how much will you cost by the end of the month. So it will show you a prediction or post or forecast, and this show you the last month cost. And yeah, this is some details you have to explore. If they so these are the options. Just one thing that I want to cover in this lecture more. It is very important, which is called the pricing calculator. It is very important. AWS does not show you the cost. For example, if you want to create a VM, you want to create an EC2 in the cloud, in a computer in the cloud, it will show you multiple options. Either you can select Mac OS, either you can select Windows, you can select Linux, but it won't be show you the cost. For some students who are new, they may select Mac OS, but Mac OS is very costly in the cloud. So that is the marketing technique of the cloud providers. They do not show you the cost. So that's why they provide the third party tools, which is called the billing calculator. If you go to the billing and management, let me show you how you can access. Go to the billing and management, billing and cost management, and from here slide you can see the pricing calculator, or you can just type pricing calculator from your home to this search bar. Pricing AWS billing conductor cal no, you cannot access this from the search bar. You have to follow that. First go to the AWS billing, billing, billing and cost management. Go to the billing and cost management, and from here select pricing in the budgets and planning. Click on the pricing calculator. It will take you to another tab. since it is a different website, it is not included in the AWS. That's why it was not showing in the search bar. You see, when I click this tab, it is redirecting me to another website. That's why it is not a service of AWS. It is a third party tool that we use. So that's why you see it is taking us to another tab. Here, this is the AWS pricing calculator. Here you can estimate the cost of your infrastructure. So let me show you how you can estimate. So let's say we have a scenario where we want to create a VM for let's and we want to attach a disk drive, and let's see how much it cost. So click on the create estimate button. As I told you, all the orange buttons mean the main action. So this is the orange button. I click here. Now it is asking me to the add the service. So I can see it is first asking me to the select the region, and why it is asking me to the select region, because every region has a different cost. Some region, the cheapest region is the US East region, because it is the default region of AWS. Some region, especially in the Middle East region, because you know weather in the Middle East is very high, they need high air conditions and all the kind of stuff to keep the uh, data center running. So that's why pricing of Middle East region is higher than other regions. So if you are a student, I recommend you to select the East region, East US region. You select the region, and now it is asking me to search the service that I want to estimate price. I want the price estimate of EC2. So I will search EC2. You can see it is showing me some services related to the EC2, but I want exactly this one. So I will click on the configure button. Okay, now you can see it is asking me to select more options. So it is asking me to select the specification, how much CPUs I want, how much RAM memory I want. So let's say I want four two CPUs and 4 GB RAM. Here I select two CPUs, and here I select 4 GB of RAM. So it will show you all the instance available with this specification. So these all are the instances. I have covered most of them in the upcoming slides. So I will just select one of these. So I will select this one, the first one. Okay. And now it is asking me to select the compute plan. Either I want for reservation for 1 year or 3 year, or I want the instant saving plans, or I want the on demand, or I just want the sport instance. But we want the on demand. What is on demand? It is pay as you go. You will pay only for the resources that you use. In these saving plans, you will pay upfront. For example, if you want to reserve for the 1 year, you will get your EC2 instance for the 1 year, and it will cost you very less, but you will have to pay every month. So you can see here it is showing you $17 per month if you reserve for 1 year. And this is the saving plan. It gives you up to the 72% discount, but we will work on the on demand instance. And here we will select it is asking how much utilization per month, hours a day, because it is we are making an estimate of the cost. Let's say we work per day. I select hours per day, and let's say we just want to work 3 hours a day. If we work a 3 hours a day, it will cost us just $3 per month. You see how much less. So this is the why we this is the biggest advantage of AWS. It means your work is being done, but it is costing you just $3 per month. You can increase the price by adding the storage, by adding the hard drive. Yes, I want to add a hard drive. It is showing me types. We have a HHD, we have a SSD. Those who are from non-IT background, those who are from IT background know the difference. Those who are not from IT background, SSD use the solid state drive. It use the electronic way of saving the data. But in HHD, it use the old mechanism of disks. In this HHD, we have a round disk, and the data is stored in the sectors and tracks, but it has a magnetic disk. But in SSD, it is like your memory card, it is like your flash card. It does not have any magnetic disk, it does not have any sectors, it does not have any tracks. So that's why SSD is very fast. But if you want a machine that is used to store only backups, that is used to only store the non to store information that is not required a lot, you can use HHD. But we want to use for the Windows server that is will be used a lot, so we will use SSD. And here it is asking me, we can skip, and we do not give to these set these all information. We will just set this how much storage in GBs, let's say is 20 GB. So it will increase the cost definitely. Save and view summary. You can see it will cost us uh, $3 per month, and total cost for 12 months will be $40 per month. That's it. This is how you can have a exact estimate of all the services that you are going to use in AWS.